Good evening, teacher. Good evening, classmates. I'm going to present an invention that has changed our lives, which is the radio. First of all, they outlined the points that will be covered: the definition of radio, the background, the advantages of using radio, how the radio has changed our lives, how it's used, and the conclusions. The definition of radio. Radio is not a gadget you to listen to, it means something else. Radio means sending energy with waves. In other words, it's a method of transmitting electromagnetic waves from one place to another without using wired connection. It's also known as wireless connection. Background: the radio was discovered by chance, as most of the inventions. Something like this happened with the radio. In the late 19th century, people tried to find new ways of communication. Uh, People like scientists, teenagers, or adults try to find new ways of communication due to the political uncertainty. There were not a specific person who invented the radio. Based on some research, I would say that in 1988, Hertz made the first electromagnetic radio. The first radio broadcast in the world was made on the 8th of Christmas in Massachusetts, where people could hear some songs like On Holy Night and some passages of the Holy Bible. Advantages of using radio: it establishes a more personal contact, it offers a radio and listener relationship, and using telephone or using even the receiver. It stimulates the imagination, which is limited for the speaker and for the listener. It makes us reflect. It has low cost in its production compared to other media like the internet, like the TV. It's easier to obtain a radio than a television. As most of us know, the radio is cheaper than a TV. It can be heard on the internet. Nowadays, the owners has been creating new ways of communication. For example, they has created web pages. How the radio has changed our lives. The radio has changed the way how we imagine things. As I said before, the imagination is limited to the speaker, to the listener. It's not necessary to have large infrastructure to issue. For example, as we can see in this picture, they just need a few things in order to give information to the listener. It has helped to broadcast breaking news. For example, as the case of the television, they need to prepare the recording, but the radio just need to give the information and that's it. And it has not lost the virtue of reaching all audience, because it reaches all the social classes, the poor people on the top, so rich people can also use the radio. It has traditionally inspired a certain degree of confidence among his followers, possibly because most of the announcers approach them, wake them up in the morning, accompany them during the night, talk to them, and talk to the listener. How the radio is used, as we can see in this pictures. Um, for example, the radio. People use radio in order to listen to music, to listen to the news, and also some people that talks about the breaking news. Finally, the conclusions. We can convey that the radio was and is still one of the revolutionary tools that have helped us to communicate from one place to another without using being seen. It learned how it works, how it's the definition of this invention, and how we use it. I think that it's a basic information, but people do not know about it. Thanks for paying me attention, and that's it.